okay, this is my take on the Wenger out campaign, because Wenger's been in the news a lot lately, and his future's been up for debate. Now, let me just get the camera a little bit at a better angle. There we go. So I've been following this for quite some time. I've noticed it's been growing. At first, it was just a few angry fans who were getting a bit annoyed with some of the defeats Arsenal had suffered. Since they moved to the Emirates about 10 years ago, 8 years ago. And it gained momentum after that 8-2 humbling by Man United. That really hit home. That was a shock result. And it's gained momentum ever since. Now, in the last couple of years, Arsenal really are showing their decline. They are declining. I think Wenger's been there far too long. I think, in a perfect world, he should have retired even before his last 2 FA Cup wins. I think possibly last year could have been, right, retire now, please go. He stayed on. So I understand the Wenger out campaign. I can sense the fans' frustrations here, because I have Arsenal fan TV on Twitter, and that just cracks me up. Some of the actual real Arsenal fans, because Arsenal's one of the more expensive clubs to go see in this country. They're one of the more expensive teams to go see for ticket price. Food and drink is one of the top teams price wise to go see, home or away. If you're the away team, if you're the home team. So I can understand the Arsenal fans' frustration. And for those who say that the South East is all wealthy, we're all rich, blah 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 blah, we're not. There are areas of the South East of England that are actually exceptionally deprived, exceptionally poor. You just have to go to some of the Channel Coast or the East Coast coastal towns to see how much, how bad it is. So to say, the South East is full of money is tosh, and Arsenal fans being priced to oblivion. And I can understand. I really can. I can understand the fans' frustration with the club, because the club is debt free. The club is debt free. They paid off their stadium a while ago. They haven't got into the transfer market and been aggressive and tried to get the big name player. They just haven't bothered. They've just got mediocre players for the most part, or players at the end of their careers. They haven't got a good enough squad to compete in the Premier League, and long term, with how it's going, I can see them really getting the stuffing kicked out of them next year. They need change, and change comes to the top rather than the bottom in this case. I think the board need to replace the manager with a new manager with a new philosophy, and give that new guy the funds to compete in the transfer market, to recruit players, and also he needs to give the youth players more of a chance. British, local players, because they're losing that local talent to Tottenham. Harry Kane is an example. He's an Arsenal fan, yet he plays for Tottenham. They're losing out to Tottenham now in that respect. They're losing out to Chelsea in that respect in the youth player division. Other teams in London have been more successful, or are showing signs of being better than Arsenal, and therefore they're attracting that type of young player. So this is not just my view on the Wenger out, this is my support of the Wenger out. I'm normally one to say the manager's got to be given time. Wenger's had 22 years of time, and the last 12, I've watched, because when I used to watch the Champions League on ITV, when we used to have it free-to-air TV, yeah, that's a cop-out. I'm not a fan of BT Sport or Sky Sport. They make far too much money out of us. When it used to be on ITV, yes, back in the day, when free-to-air TV had Champions League and Europa League, I was stunned by some of the, poor Arsenal, when Arsenal failed in European football. Their best match, I have to admit, they did lose, was the Champions League final 2006 when they lost 2-1 to Barcelona. That was when they could have won that trophy, and they had the team then. This is when they still had the Sol Campbells, and they still had the Henrys to do something, and the Vieiras. They still had those players then. They never really got back to that level. 2008 they came close again, but no, since then they've not been good enough in Europe. So I understand the Wenger out campaign. I'm actually fully behind it. Even though I'm not an Arsenal fan, I can understand, because they've had a manager there for a long time now. It's not as if it's a guy who's come in 6 months and it's all gone wrong. This is a guy who's been there now for 22 years. Most of my life, he's been at the club. He's been there for 21 seasons, over 22 years. He's been at that club. So, I am in agreement with the Arsenal fan base. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe. Place a video, comments below, and I'll have some more videos for you soon.